Hello and many thanks for joining us on Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I am Ifoma Ojinta. Now, worried by the prevalence of kidney disease in Yobe State, the President of the Senate, Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan, is set to establish a state-of-the-art kidney center worth more than 400 million naira at the specialist hospital Gashua. This commitment came to the fore at the flag-off of the 5th Medical Outreach and Mass Animal Vaccination Program conducted annually in Yobe North Senatorial District. Mustafa Yusuf completes the report.
The flag-off of this 5th Medical Outreach Program at the specialist hospital Gashua, the President of the Senate, Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan, assures of tackling head-on the menace of renal diseases through the establishment of ultra-modern kidney center for diagnosis and treatment of the disorder. 5,000 people suffering from various ailments are to be examined and receive treatment free of charge during the medical outreach program. The nation's #1 lawmaker stated that the annual event is being implemented under Senator Ibrahim Ahmed Lawan Foundation to assist people.
Well, over the years, we have come into this kind of situations to assist and complement what our state government is doing with regard to health services to our people.
In another development, the President of the Senate has flagged off the 5th annual animal vaccination exercise at Tajua community in Jakusko local government area, targeting 1.5 million animals. While revealing his comprehensive livestock development plan for herders in the area, Ahmed Lawan further assured of facilitating more interventions from the federal government for Yobe State to continue to maintain its status as animal production hub in the country. In Damaturu, Mustafa Yusuf, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the federal government is determined to work with donor partners to achieve integration services in the health sector across various levels in the country. This came to the fore at the 2nd biannual review meeting on health system strengthening with federal government, partners and donor agencies. Basi Itayekbang reports.
The biannual meeting does not only provide opportunity for cross-learning and experience sharing, but foster mutual accountability among the federal government, concerned states and donor partners.
18 million children were left out by immunization services last year. Nigeria has an estimated of 2.2 million serial children, the highest burden per population in the world.
And what we expect that is in the next 3 years, the states will have a robust health system to deliver results for children and women.
And as part of our mechanism for, ensuring sustainability had been, of course, the high-level engagement that we're having with the deputy governors to ensure that we secure their commitment as this program moves forward.
The Executive Director, National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, represented acknowledged that the support of partners has seen improvement in health interventions in the country.
For routine immunization, we are pushing as a government to reduce the zero dose. We could see, even with the pandemic, the mixed mix that was released earlier part of the year, we were far above what the predictions were.
8 states are beneficiaries of the 3-year partnership 2022 through 2024. Basi Taikbang, NTA News.
The Director General of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPS Kuru, Professor Ayo Omotayo, says the institute will continue to carry out projects that will enhance the development of its host community as part of its social responsibilities. This was during our community health outreach program of Senior Executive Course 44 2022 in collaboration with Primary Healthcare Development Agency, the South Local Government Area. Yildik Ladi reports.
This community health outreach program, organized by the Community Impact Committee, of the Senior Executive Course 4-4-2022 has providing healthy practice towards strengthening local governance as its theme. The Director General of the Institute flagged off the period poverty projects, donated sanitary towels and textbooks to some selected schools within the community, saying that NIPS has established a social responsibility department to partner on issues of development.
We decided as NIPS to adopt all the 6 community secondary schools and ensure that we intervene in the area of providing technical books. We also decided to intervene in WASH. WASH is about ensuring that there is water and there's sanitation while the students are in school.
Our aim is to make sure that we eliminate some of these common diseases within the society.
The entire sec put their heads together to make something that is to make history in the Kuru community by constructing a school, a nursery and primary school.
The community and the selected schools who benefited from the projects were full of gratitude to the Institute for its laudable initiative.
44 have done very well in providing this support to us.
In fact, I'm very, very delighted.
This shows that they really care about our education.
Goodwill messages came from development partners such as World Health Organization, UNICEF and Breakthrough Action Nigeria. In Jos, Yildik Danladi, NTA News.
The federal government is determined to restructure and reposition all medical institutions in the country. Consequently, 2 medical directors have been given another opportunity to consolidate on their strides in their various institutions. Uche Ugochukwu reports that Minister of State Health, Joseph Ekuma Kama, conveyed the letters of appointment to them in Abuja.
Dr. Mustafa Yaro, the medical director of the National Air Care Center, Kaduna, and Dr. Aliu Belarabi of the Federal Medical Center, Birnin Kebbi, are being empowered to continue the good work for the next 4 years in their institutions.
The importance to run open documents as much as possible. Follow the protocol, chain of command as much as possible. Then everybody who wants to see this.
The duo are tasked to implement innovations that will improve human capital development that will quicken the delivery of quality healthcare services to all.
I'm working towards seeing how we can have a central digital process where hospitals can be integrated as well.
The medical directors commit to ensure Nigeria attains desired universal healthcare coverage targets. Uche Ugochukwu, NTA News.
Away from health matters, the renovation of the National Assembly complex, which houses the 2 chambers and the White House, must be completed in record time. This is coming from Senate Committee on FCT during an inspection of the work and other legacy projects in Abuja. National Assembly correspondent Dayo Gunshola reports.
It is oversight from home front as the committee took time to assess the level of work done on the rehabilitation of the National Assembly complex. Notwithstanding the innovation and expansion of sitting arrangement bringing on board, the committee wants the job done in record time.
We have challenges of the ever-increasing exchange rate, which has affected most of our procurement of goods, because about 80% to 90% of this contract or project is procurement-based.
When the claims for variations are raised, they are normally subjected to thorough evaluations.
So I'm going around to see this project because by the time we get back next week and we are passing budget, I want to be speaking from the point of knowledge. And that explains why I'm asking what is the problem of this project here. This is where we are. And it's of priority, not just because we are here today. It's of priority to democracy itself. And I want you to take it from that perspective.
At Idu Depot of Abuja Mass Transit, the committee told the contractor that it is ready to address bottlenecks on the way of the project, but justifications must be given for the previous appropriations. The Senate Committee on FCT also oversights Gosa dump site, Whopper sewage treatment plant, and solar-powered street light at some strategic locations in the FCT. In Abuja, Dayo Gunshola, NTA News.
You're watching Nationwide on the NTA. We'll take a break now. The news continues in a moment. Do stay.
Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, welcomes the United Nations World Tourism Organization Secretary General and Ministers of Tourism, Culture and Arts from the UNWTO member states to the first UNWTO Global Conference on Linking Tourism, Culture and the Creative Industries. Date from 14th to 16th November 2022. Venue, National Theatre, Igomu, Lagos. Workshops and technical sessions starts on 14th November. Opening ceremony 15th November, time 10 a.m. A Day with Nollywood, 16th November, time 10 a.m. Special guest, UNWTO Secretary General, Mr. Zurab Pololikashvili. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mrs. Lydia Shehu Jafia, MNI, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture. Announcer.
A new edition of TV Guide is out, featuring an impeccable personality with purposeful leadership. Alhaji Mohammed Meitakubi, the Executive National President of Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria.
In 774 local governments, will be able to put all our structures in everywhere. I'll be able to bring the Retians members together, reconcile them to come and work for the progress of the association.
Welcome to a world of fun and excitement as we also present an assemblage of professionals in the media space. Some compelling NTA programs, current trends in the fashion world, ICT, sports, entertainment, and lots more. Get a copy at the vendor near you or any NTA station nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
You think I don't know why you brought me to that place? You humiliate me?
Bala?
Stop back there. Give me to that. I spoke to her so sternly. Look, women need a bit of tapping. Don't tell me you're one of those men that beat their wives.
You're sleeping. Super story, super story, super story, super story.
Thanks for staying tuned. We now link up with our Lagos Network Center, where Michael is standing by with more reports. Hello, Michael.
Thank you, Former. Arrangements have been concluded to receive delegates from 166 member countries of the United Nations World Tourism Organization, UNWTO, built to participate at its 2022 conference, scheduled to hold for the first time in Nigeria between November 14 and 16. Abolade Salami brings us details of the preparations of at the iconic National Theatre, Igomu, Lagos, venue of the event.
This is the conference room venue of the event. Here, delegates will discuss issues affecting the global tourism and its attractions. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who gave assurance of a successful conference, said the choice of Nigeria's iconic structure, the National Arts Theatre, recently renovated as the venue of the conference, is a testament of the federal government's readiness to promote the arts, culture, and tourism sector.
What you have today is the area that have been completed that will be ready for use for National Theatre compares with any arena anywhere in the world. And when it is completed, which we hope and we look forward to being done before the registration, we will have created a new creative and entertainment center in Lagos, which would comprise the National Theatre and 4 other verticals for fashion, for IT, music, and film industry.
The minister says Nigeria, as a member state of the Tourism Global Platform, will use the venue to project our strength in culture and creative industry to attract foreign direct investment.
We're going to have a night, a day with Nollywood, which will be devoted to interaction between producers, directors, actors, actresses, businessmen, to further move the film industry forward in Nigeria. Today we are number 3 after Bollywood and Hollywood.
The 2-day conference is expected to host 2 parallel expert workshops, a seminar on tourism and the creative industry, and a conference on linking tourism, culture, and the creative industry. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
The University of Lagos, few days from now, will record a milestone since the establishment of the school. Annie Daniels reports that this is following the nomination of a woman, Professor Folasade Ogunshola, as the first female vice-chancellor of the institution.
Nigerian women are not relenting in proving their worth in all areas of endeavor, taking charge of enviable positions in a country that used to be dominated by male folk. Women have recorded another plus. As one of them, Professor Folasade Ogunshola emerges the first woman to ever occupy the seat of the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Lagos after 60 years of its existence.
Professor Folasade Ogunshola, your time to become the 13th Vice-Chancellor of the University of Lagos is now.
There's no doubt that she's got the pedigree, she's got the training, she's got the experience, and that the University of Lagos will be the better for it.
Professor Ogunshola once said, as the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Development Services under the outgoing Vice-Chancellor, Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundipe, who is optimistic that he will hand over the baton to a competent hand.
University of Lagos, with the scorecard that we have now, has become a university to be reckoned with.
Those new appointments has also challenged the girls to take advantage of the favorable atmosphere, especially in the academic world, to contribute to educational excellence in the country.
I feel very happy because women have a lot of advantages in life. Please help us. But beyond helping us, help the girl child. When we say one more women in leadership positions, when we say one more women in politics, when we say one more women in business, one more women to be on board.
With the appointment of Professor Folasade Ogunshola, observers are looking forward to an institution that will be enviable among its peers. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
That is it from here. It's now back to Ifoma for the continuation of the news.
Thank you very much, Michael. The federal government has identified 6 strategic mineral resources which the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative NTA is targeting for promotion and increased investment in 2023. The Executive Secretary of NTA made this known at the Engineer Nkechi Isigwe annual lecture in Abuja. Benny Adams reports.
Mineral resources like barite, gold, bitumen, iron ore, lead, zinc, coal and limestone are regarded as high-value resources. which the nation's extractive industry believes have the potential to lead the country's economic diversification plan. But the isolation of women in the entire oil, gas and mining mix is a threat to maximizing such potential, says Dr. Ogbonnaya Oji.
We need to get our women involved in the entire chain of industry exploration, production and refining of crude oil, as well as mining for mineral deposits.
With a platform for increased collaboration established, speakers here restate commitment to walking the talk with empowerment of 3 women in the extractive industry for a start.
Empower not just women, but build capacity in our young ones, encourage our people to be entrepreneurs. Because right now, many engineers are not entrepreneurs. And we need to push them into that field.
NTA is the only agency that interfaces with government, the civil society, and companies in the oil, gas, and mining sector. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Nigeria has launched a green census initiative at COP27 to reduce carbon footprints and earn carbon credits in the conduct of the National Population Census. Onenge Fineface reports from Sham El Sheikh.
Nigeria's Green Census Initiative is designed to bridge gaps between population data and climate action in terms of finance. This is done through digital mapping, collection of data on utilities, waste generation, modes of transportation, and pollution, already carried out by some countries like Zimbabwe.
I think what I like about the census results, the preliminary results that we got from the census, is that it demonstrated which is the source of energy that is mainly being used
to reduce pollution, help us achieve carbon reduction, help us to also give a credible and reliable data.
Data from Green Census will help the nation's climate change action plan managers to allocate funding to identified demographics, including women, girls, and farmers, for mitigation and adaptation programs.
From the questionnaires that we're going to administer, we'll certainly ask questions about the environment, about the climate change. When we generate that data, we will make it available to the authority in charge of environment and climate change.
Data will really help us at the Federal Ministry of Environment, the Budget Office, the National Assembly, and we can all use this data, which is very, very credible. It can help us in our own system of mitigation and adaptation.
Through the Green Census Initiative, the National Population Commission seeks to build resilient cities with access to affordable, secure, and sustainable energy. It also aims to have an environmental plan for watershed protection, marine, waste management, and other forms of renewable energy. The mantra for the NPC at COP27 is promoting green population and housing services. In Sham El Sheikh, Egypt, on NTA News.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration has distributed assorted fishery inputs to more than 2,000 individuals and fishery cooperative groups across the 6 area councils. At the flag-off ceremony, the Minister of State, FCT, Ramatu Tijani Aliyu, revealed that the objective of the distribution is to boost fish production as a means to achieving food security. Ifeanyi Izumba has the report.
The Minister of State FCT there presented inputs to fish farmers to boost fish production.
Right now, people are coming from all states of the Federation to carry fish from Abuja.
The fisheries and aquaculture subsector is one of the fastest growing agricultural ventures in Nigeria, contributing significantly to the economy in terms of employment generation, poverty alleviation, and foreign exchange. Minister of State FCT Ramatu Tijani Aliyu noted that despite being faced with the challenges of a rapidly growing population, the FCT administration had been working hard to provide the enabling environment for all to operate and earn meaningful source of livelihood.
Records showing an increase in global demand for fish, which is largely due to its nutritional and health benefits. We see the fish sector as having the capacity to accommodate and empower the teeming population of young, educated youths.
The FCTA Agriculture and Rural Development Secretariat has within the past 1 year trained more than 2,600 fish farmers across the 6 area councils of the territory.
Our commitment to introduce new innovations in the fishery and aquaculture sector remains a priority.
The beneficiaries of the assorted farm inputs can make very good use of it. Our special thanks go to Honorable Minister of State FCT for not only giving a novel environment to be able to provide fish or teach people how to catch fish, but this time around for the giant side of trying to create fish farmers within FCT.
The nation's capital is endowed with huge natural fisheries resources and an intricate network of rivers, streams, natural and man-made dams. Ifani Isumba, NTA News.
Our next stop on Nationwide is Maiduguri, and Mohammed is our guide.
Thank you for joining us in Maiduguri. Gamborungala International Cattle Market has been reopened after about 7 years of closure due to insurgency, paving the way for conveyance of cattle from Gamboru to Maiduguri and other parts of the country. Governor Babagana Umar Zulum officially reopened the market in Gamboru town to boost trans-border trade as part of his engagement in the area. Mohammed Goni reports.
Cattle market at Gamboru community, bordering Nigeria and Cameroon Republic in Gamborungala local government area, was closed down about 7 years ago due to insurgency, thereby halting movement of cattle from the area to Maiduguri, the state capital, and beyond. With the return of peace to the state, government saw the need to reopen the market for trans-border cattle business to commence so that Gamborungala will regain its lost glory as vibrant commercial hub. Governor Bagana Umar Azim appreciated President Muhammadu Buhari and the Nigerian military for creating enabling environment for commencement of the cattle business.
Transportation of cattle has to be conducted under a very serious protocol. The Nigerian Army and other security agencies
The governor urged the cattle marketers to cooperate with the security operatives and abide by all rules governing the cattle business, saying only the designated number of trucks are allowed to convey the cattle at a given time. He also assured to address the challenges confronting them, including reconstruction of Maiduguri-Gamborungala Road, now that peace has returned to the state. Commanding Officer 3 Battalion Lieutenant Colonel Tolu Adedokun, who welcomed the reopening of the international market, urged the cattle traders to guard against disobedience to the laid down rules governing the movement of cattle, warning that anyone found wanting will be dealt with according to law. Chairman, Borno State Cattle Traders Association, Yakuba Goni, lauded government and security operatives for reopening the international market and urged the members to comply with all the guidelines handed down by the authorities. From Gamboru, in Gala local government, Mahmoud Goni, NTA News.
Back to the state capital, Economic Community of West Africa States, ECOWAS, has organized stakeholders consultation meeting with civil society organizations involved in electoral process in Borno State to assess electoral activities ahead of the general elections. Maimuna Garba reports.
Could be recalled that in February this year, President Muhammadu Buhari signed the 2022 Electoral Act Amendment Bill into law. To this end, the ECOWAS pre-election fact-finding mission in Nigeria undertook an assessment of the status of preparations for the conduct of the 2023 elections with a view to identifying gaps and provide solutions to challenges, if any, in Maiduguri, among other selected states of the 6 geopolitical zones in the country. Head of the ECOWAS election mission, Dr. Kwado Afarigang, enjoined civil society organizations to be proactive in developing the state, being the voice of the people for good representation and governance.
It's really the basically to verify your identity
and then they can move it to transmit results after we have done the counting. Still, there will be paperwork involved.
Members of civil society organizations in Borno decried over low awareness on the new Electoral Act as well as electoral processes, among other challenges in the state.
Defining the actors and for INEC to come out with a clear blueprint on how election will be conducted and where election will be conducted is very important.
The session concluded by buttressing the need for sensitization and re-sensitization of electoral processes, good governance, accountability, funding, support, and women inclusivity for sustainable democracy and development. In Maiduguri, Maimuna Garba, NTA News.
Those are the updates from Maiduguri and nationwide. The rest of the program continues with Ifoma in Abuja.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. Now, an object suspected to be an improvised explosive device has injured a 7-year-old Almajiri pupil at Nainawa Forestry Area, Damaturu, the Yobe State capital. The incident occurred Sunday morning when a loud bang suspected to be an explosive was heard around the area, causing confusion among the residents. As at the time of filing this report, the cause of the explosion is not yet clear. However, the police public relations officer of the Yobe Command, DSP Dungus Abdul Karim, who confirmed the incident to newsmen, said an anti-bomb squad has been dispatched to the scene to ascertain the cause. Some eyewitnesses, Adamu Hassan and Abubakar Ali, explained that a chisel, knife and other tools were found on a mat where the boy was found lying in a pool of blood. The victim has since been rushed to a hospital for treatment. Owner of Adeka's Hotels, Ademola Afolabi Kasim, has been arrested by NDLEA operatives over offences bordering on exportation and trafficking of illicit drugs as well as money laundering. The arrest comes barely 2 weeks after he was declared wanted by the Anti-Narcotics Agency. Meanwhile, NDLEA says it has seized over 7.7 tons of cannabis, 497,900 tramadol pills and other narcotics, as well as arrested 20 suspects in raids conducted in Ogun, Osun, Ondo and Edo states, while a woman linked to Pakistani cocaine syndicate was also arrested. In mid-2022, recurrent cases of kidnapping and banditry in Kuje, Kwali and Abaji gave residents much cause for worry. But today, the communities are heaving a sigh of relief thanks to the launch of offensive by the FCT Joint Security Task Team to reclaim the spaces and restore confidence. Will this current peace be sustained? Onotu Yakubu brings us an update.
Security analysts observed then that strengthening intelligence as well as proactive response were key to achieving targets of addressing the plethora of threats to security, especially as it affects the Federal Capital Territory. So, numerous special operations by joint security assets were initiated to dominate the enemies and strengthen the confidence of the security architecture of the territory against all forms of aggression. In this regard, special attention was given to boundary communities on the Abuja South, which became easy preying grounds, then to the criminal groups.
Building confidence to the members of the public to give information to the police so that the police cannot do it again. We must collaborate with the members of the public and sister agencies.
To further motivate operatives on deployments, strengthen confidence of residents in these areas, and restore normalcy in the aftermath of the threats, Commissioner of Police Babaji Sunday embarked on patrol of boundary communities, leading the Joint Special Security Task Team to harness imputes and cooperation of the people.
He added more manpower to those areas. He even launched inaugurated some vigilantes within those areas. Recently, we received some vehicles.
The team pledged further measures to consolidate achievements in the days ahead to wind down the year. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
Let's now join Chinenye in our Enugu Network Center for more on Nationwide. Over to you, Chinenye.
Thank you so much, Ifoma. Welcome to Enugu. Wife of the Enugu State Governor, Mrs. Monica Ugwuanyi, has charged women to be agents of positive change in the society, which starts in their homes. She was speaking during an interactive session with the Women Committee of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Enugu State Council. Chimaroke Ugu reports.
The theme of the workshop, Women, the Home, Peace and Bridge Builders, according to the chairperson of the Nigerian Labour Congress Women Committee, was to tackle societal crises facing the country with regards to women. She stated that it is time for women to rise up to the challenge by rejigging their roles in the family.
We are here today to at least to educate our women on the role they will be playing in their family, how to help their husbands in their family, because if you allow your husband to do everything at home, it won't go well.
The wife of Enugu State Governor, while relaying out some of the duties of a woman in building a strong and united home, maintained that a woman whose resources are not felt in the family cannot offer much in raising a strong country, and the family peace will be threatened.
Mothers, we are the home builders. Our people leaders. Let's do all the checking, screening.
Some other notable women joined in the clarion call for women to be self-reliant and bring the desired change in the country as bridge builders. Award of Excellent Service in recognition of her impact on women of Enugu State through empowerment programs was given to the wife of the governor, while an award in recognition of her impact in the educational sector of Enugu State through achievements in post-primary schools in Enugu was given to Mrs. Favor Ugwuanyi. In Enugu, Chimaroke Ugu, NTA News.
Civil service that borders on misappropriation of public funds, favoritism, nepotism, and gratification was brought to the fore at a one-day sensitization program on conflicts of interest and other offenses in the civil service organized by the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON. Eukaria Ugu reports.
The event is aimed at enlightening and refreshing the memories of the members of staff of SON on existing provisions of the law bordering on conflicts of interest and other offenses in the civil service in order to equip them and help them avoid any situation that is likely to bring the image of the organization to disrepute.
We have a unit called Monitoring and Evaluation that monitors even today all the nitty-gritty of our operations, not only at the regional level. Our management will not just sit down in Abuja and say, oh, people are working. We don't have directors in the region to monitor, and not only to monitor, evaluate, and mentor the people.
A lot of things we do that we don't know that is documented and is against the law, we have known them today. So going forward, I think we are going to have a radical departure of our old way of doing things so that we can do things in line with the Nigerian the instant laws.
It's a continuous program. The idea is to make sure that our staff are equipped with information that would guide them in the course of discharge of their functions during the year.
In a lecture titled Understanding and Mitigating Corruption in the Workplace, the guest lecturer from the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offenses Commission, ICPC, defining corruption as misuse of entrusted power for private gain.
Policies on acceptance of gift. If you are bound to collect that thing, you will come to the office and declare it.
The Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit of SON is an establishment of Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offenses Commission that monitors, evaluates, and mentors members of staff in Enugu, Eukaria Ugu, NTA News.
And those are the stories from Enugu. Do not forget that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website at www.nta.ng/live and on all our social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. We'll take another break here. Nationwide will continue with Felicia in Jos after this timeout. Just stay.
Elections are here again. Let us shun violence
Let us play the game according to the rules. Do not be a thug. Say no to violence. Let's rise and defeat violence, crime, and sabotage against the peace of our nation. Nigeria is the only country we have. We must do everything to keep it united. We must avoid any act that promotes hate and disintegration. Say no to separatist movement, terrorism, fake news, hate speech, religious bigotry, and any act that tends to divide us as a nation. Watch out for strange gatherings and suspicious movements. Restrict access to sensitive documents and data, the disclosure of which may damage national security. Educate your staff and family, particularly on measures to safeguard information and report security breaches. Apply relevant legal security guidelines to protect yourself and your neighbors. Due to misinformation and wrong choices, some idle persons resort to vices in their greed to get rich quick. They resort to kidnapping, killings for rituals, and other heinous crimes. Avoid wrong use of the social media. Before you broadcast that false message, think twice. Ask whether it will promote peace or violence. For safety at home, still be security conscious. Educate your household on safety tips. Report all suspicious movements and persons to the security agencies nearest to you. Be a good citizen. Be patriotic. To pass security information, please call 0813-222-2105, 0915-339-1309, 0908-837-3514, or send a mail to dsspr@dss.gov.ng. This message is from the Department of State Services, DSS.
It's life. Once you lose hope, you lose life. Once people get lifted to a certain level, they start feeling godlike.
What would you attribute this backwardness in education to in the north to date?
What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong.
The program is reflection.
On to Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. Welcome to JOS. The Director General, National Orientation Agency, Garba Abari, is advocating appropriate deployment of social media platforms for effective dissemination of information, especially in crisis management. He stated this during a capacity building program in JOS. Grace Kwegotip reports.
The capacity building program, which attracted participants from across the country, had building social media strategies and excursion for effective communication and crisis management as its theme. The training exposed participants to speed networking, the latest social media trends, updates and best practice, as well as participation and managing negative comments with the social media ecosystem.
I think that in the public sector, staff should have capacity to know how to do social listening.
You know, information is power. If you can manage your information, there will be peace.
The Director General, National Orientation Agency, Garba Abari, notes that social media has become a part of all the critical aspects of life globally.
We as the National Orientation Agency have a responsibility to ensure that public servants as well as key persons in the private sector have sufficient capacity to communicate effectively, especially using digital platforms.
The Director General, NIPS, represented by Director of Studies, Professor Fumi Paramalam, and other facilitators, emphasized the need for effective communication using social media platforms.
Having leadership skills that will help us to use social media for social good, especially using emotional intelligence.
In Jos, Grace Akwekuti, NTA News.
Plateau State Command of the Nigerian Police has arrested and paraded 10 suspects for various criminal offenses in the last 1 month. Nigerian and Abuja has details.
The suspects, who are mostly in their early 20s, were arrested for criminal offenses ranging from kidnapping, armed robbery, unlawful possession of firearms and ammunition, as well as culpable homicide, criminal conspiracy, rape, and cattle rustling. Parading the suspect, the State Commissioner of Police, Onyeka Batlomi, says the police acted on credible information that resulted in the arrest of the suspect, who rustled 200 cows at Bashari in Wasiliko government area and rescued the village head of Pino, who was kidnapped by the same gang.
The successes recorded, particularly from Wasi and the Gugure area, were able to get some of the criminals that have been disturbing us there, and were able to neutralize one and recovered an AK-47 rifle with 8 rounds of ammunition.
Also paraded is an alleged escapee of the recent jailbreak, while 2 suspects were also arrested in Riom for vandalizing railway iron foot sleepers.
I want to use this opportunity to tell the criminals here on the plateau, plateau is no longer safe for them, because we will not give them that opportunity to operate anymore.
The CP urged the public to remain vigilant and report any suspicious act, as he reassures that the police is prepared to respond within reasonable time when a distress call is made. In Jos, Nigerian and Abuja, NTA News.
And that's it from Jos. It's back to Ifoma in Abuja.
Thank you, Felicia. And to some political stories now. The APC presidential and senatorial flag-off campaign has held in Edo North, with the senatorial candidate of the party from Edo North, Adams Oshomole, leading the campaign at the Auchi Polytechnic Sports Complex. Akim Etayokai reports that the campaign witnessed a large turnout of party supporters from the 6 local government areas of Edo North senatorial districts.
It was a triumphant entry for the Edo North senatorial candidate of APC, Adams Oshomole, as he arrived the venue of the flag-off of APC presidential, national and state assembly candidates in Edo North. The Director General, Abdul Ganiyu Rawani, appealed to Edo North people to support and vote all APC candidates in the 2023 general election.
And I will tell you, he's going to represent you the way no man has done before. I am told that we will be planning our budget in the National Assembly. I want to go here and argue on the floor of the National Assembly that we should change our politics.
Our people know what they need. They know who will be there for them. They remain resolute in their faith that APC is the only party that will take them to the desired destination.
I think I'm courageous. The reason I want to represent you people is because I have integrity. That is why we are here today.
APC campaign 3 on a roadshow walked through the Auchi-Bini Highway down to Auchi Public Field and later to other major roads in Auchi-Jetu and down to Iyamu to draw support for the party. In Auchi, Akim Etayokai, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the 2023 Tinubu-Shettima Presidential Campaign Council Subcommittee on Youth Mobilization has commenced grassroots mobilization of voters in Abuja. Salihu Gonara reports that food security, as contained in the APC presidential candidate's manifesto, was a central campaign message of the group.
The youth wing of the APC 2023 Presidential Campaign Council, in conjunction with the Progressive Nigeria Women and Youth were on the streets where they engaged citizens on the agenda of APC's presidential candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
We eat what we grow and we'll grow what we eat. I mean, food security is the backbone of any nation. And it is on this basis, on this platform, because our principal believes so much on food security. This is what will be driving to Nigerians.
So here we're actually going around with this hashtag Eat with Shetima, Eat with Tinubu Shetima, because we believe in food security and what this is the grassroots.
We believe in the Tinubu Shetima project and we'll be voting 2023 APC.
The groups promise a nationwide gesture in order to capture the youth with significant voting population. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Women's Situation Room Nigeria for the 2023 general elections has been inaugurated in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports that the Situation Room is aimed at protecting women from politically motivated violence before, during and after the forthcoming general elections.
The Women's Situation Room Nigeria is to serve as an early warning and response center to address potential violence against women in the 2023 elections. Organizers believe that past observations over the years identified that elections trigger conflicts and hinder participation of women in the process.
It's a collaborative effort. The new currency we have now is collaboration. This is not the time to do it alone. That the time we've done it alone at different levels and it just did not work. So this is time to pull all our resources together and see how we can make it work, because we all have one goal. We want to have zero tolerance.
The Women's Situation Room Nigeria is a civil society-led initiative seeking to also increase women's participation in the political process and conflict prevention in accordance with UN Security Council Resolution 1325. Participants identified that election-related violence in Nigeria could be grouped into three: pre-election, election and post-election violence. Early warning and response were considered as pillars of operational conflict prevention practiced by international organizations, research institutes and non-governmental organizations. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
The Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship International, a non-denominational global organization of Christian businessmen and professionals, has raised its voice in prayers for national prosperity in Nigeria. This was at its 2022 National Convention in Abuja. Rosemary Matalel Bilal reports.
With the theme, Thou Art My Battle Axe, the event brought together on a round table businessmen and professionals for a crucial seminar. The group commends the government of Nigeria for its effort in tackling insecurity and appealed that it should do everything to end the menace.
We have our mission statement to call men back to God. Because of the recklessness and all manner of indulgences and the idol worshipping of mammon, and all manner of things, we have a responsibility to let men know that outside of God, there is no fulfillment.
The Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International is a membership-based organization, including their wives, single men and ladies. Its vision is that the light of God continues to shine forth from men to every nation.
This convention, as battle axis going away from here, we'll do everything we can do to make sure that our country is stabilized.
The vision of the fellowship is that ordinary people, just ordinary men like myself and yourself, are mightily used by God once we submit our lives to God.
The Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International has nearly 10,000 chapters spread across more than 160 nations of the world. Rosemary Motel and Bilal, NTA News.
Sports update is next.